Cobblestone streets, wrought iron balconies, sounds of jazz and colourful Mardi Gras characters all around. Are we still at Walt Disney World? Find out today on Walt Disney World Adults Only. Welcome, Royal Highnesses. I'm Dan and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. Today we're going to be talking about Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter Resort. With just 1,008 rooms in 7 three-storey buildings, Port Orleans French Quarter is the smallest resort at Walt Disney World. I stayed here in 2017 and I'll be giving you my experience as well as hearing opinions from Leanne, Carol and Taylor too. At the end of this video, I'll be telling you why I believe this is the #1 moderate resort at Walt Disney World and why I think that you should at least visit. Please tell me in the comments below, have you stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter? Have you visited? What was your impression? Port Orleans Resort is made up of 2 adjoining resorts, Port Orleans French Quarter and Port Orleans Riverside. The hotels are themed to look like New Orleans and the Old South, and both are situated along the beautiful Sassagoula River. They are moderate level resorts situated in the Disney Springs resort area. French Quarter is well known as the smallest resort at Walt Disney World, which comes with a number of advantages. Guests staying at Port Orleans French Quarter can also enjoy all the facilities at Port Orleans Riverside, and vice versa. In terms of price point, French Quarter is priced around the same price point as other moderate resorts, Caribbean Beach and Port Orleans Riverside. Coronado Springs Resort tends to be slightly more expensive, but there isn't really a great deal in it. In very general terms, the price point is about $300 per night for a standard view room. This of course changes seasonally, plus increases if you want any kind of a view or a preferred room. And there are sometimes discounts to be had here as well. The lobby here is really impressive. It isn't on the same scale as the deluxe resorts, but it feels real high end. An atrium style lobby that looks like a New Orleans park with a central fountain, wrought iron benches and green gas lamps. The sound of a saxophone is always heard playing in this lobby. The front desk and concierge are situated adjacently and look like a 1920s railway booking hall. This resort only has 1 pool, but it features a sea serpent slide, and French Quarter also has a hot tub too. I cannot describe the beauty and the serenity of taking a stroll along the Sassagoula River. It is so relaxing. And they have horse-drawn carriage rides at this resort as well. In terms of transportation, French Quarter offers the standard bus transportation to guests, but there is boat transportation too, which is absolutely perfect for getting to Disney Springs. The boat transportation is a real bonus to staying here. The boat will also take guests down to Riverside, but personally I prefer the walk. French Quarter doesn't have a sit-down restaurant, but boat rides is available at Port Orleans Riverside. And of course, you're just a boat ride away from the myriad of restaurants available at Disney Springs. French Quarter does, however, have the quick service restaurant Sassagoula Floatworks and Food Factory, where you can get the beignets. And it also has the Jazzy Scat Cat Club, where you can get the boozy beignets. More about those later. We could literally do a whole video on beignets. Pre-COVID times, there was some fabulous live music entertainment at the Scat Cat Club. I really hope that returns when the resort reopens. So there you are. I think I've covered the basics. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. We're very happy to help. Let's hear what the team think. Carol, I know you haven't stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter before, but would you like to? What do you know about the resort?
Hey Dan, no, I've never stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter, and I probably won't. For me, it's a financial reason. Horse-drawn carriages, beignets sound wonderful, especially the boozy beignets at Scat Cat Club, where they infuse them with either Kahlua, Bailey's, or rum chata. What's not to like about that? But I don't have to stay there. to enjoy that. I picked a random weekend. I picked Valentine's Day because why not? With no discounts being offered, 4 nights at French Quarter costs just about the same as 6 nights at All-Star Music. So I'd have to really love the beignets to give up 2 extra days at Disney. Now, on the downside, yes, the All-Stars are full of kids, and my husband and I are adult only all the way. However, after a full day in the park, we usually go to a nice signature dinner, so we get back sort of late, and by that time it's pretty quiet around the park. If they were to offer a discount that would bring the 2 prices more in line, I might be tempted to try it. So Leanne, what about you? You've never been there either.
Thanks, Carol. No, I've never managed to stay at Port Orleans French Quarter. It is on my list. It looks like such a lovely resort. The boat transportation to Disney Springs really adds to it for me. I love the resorts that have the different transportation other than just the buses. The fact that the resort is so small really makes me want to go. You can get away from all the busyness of the Disney parks and go and relax in such a beautiful resort. Even though it's a moderate, it's such a good price for what you get. But the biggest draw for me, the biggest, would be the Mickey beignets. They look so good. So good. I would absolutely love to be able to walk out of my room in such a lovely place and go down and treat myself to a Mickey beignet. So I would actually really love to stay at this resort. I know Taylor has. What do you think about it, Taylor?
Thanks, Leanne. I have stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter a couple of times, once as a child and once a few years ago, and I would definitely stay there again. The size of French Quarter cannot be beat. It is so small compared to all of the other resorts on Disney property. That size makes it really easy to get around. You're never going to be walking for more than a couple of minutes to get from your room to either the lobby or to get food or to catch a bus. But one thing that may be different from others that I didn't like from French Quarter was the bus system. It is one stop for all of the buses right at the front of the resort. I know a lot of people don't like having multiple stops. You don't know how many people are going to be on the bus when you get on, depending on where you are. But I found the one stop situation at French Quarter to be kind of chaotic. There are 2 bus terminals side by side right at the front of the resort with signs that tell you which one you need to be standing under depending on which park you're going to go to. And those terminals can get insanely packed. For example, one you might be waiting for the Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Disney Springs, and one of the water parks. So anyone going to any of those places will be there waiting for their bus. And then when the bus comes, there's really no line system and it's a lot of kind of volleying for place. I really didn't like the bus system there. I'd rather it be a little less chaotic. Okay, now back to what I do like. I really enjoyed the rooms at French Quarter. They are comparable to all the other moderates on property with really great theming. The last time I stayed there, we had a room on the bottom floor, which was great. We didn't have to take the stairs, and it was within a minute's walk to both the bus station and the front lobby and food court area, which was really great at the end of the day when you're super tired from a full day in the parks. Another great thing about this resort are the boats to and from Disney Springs. We took it back from Disney Springs one night right at sunset, and it was a really great, enjoyable ride. It's relaxing, you know, you can just see the sights beyond the water. It's a great way to get around. And lastly, I love the Sassagoula Floatworks quick dining option, along with the Scat Cat Bar and Lounge. The food there was really good, and they had live performers at the lounge in the evening, so you could just get a drink, get a quick bite to eat, and watch some live music. It was really great. And of course, I can't talk about French Quarter without mentioning the beignets. It was the first thing I did when we arrived, dropped off my luggage with bell service, and went and got steaming hot beignets out of the fryer. And they were so good. A little tip for you though is when you see those hot beignets coming out of the fryer, don't immediately put them in your mouth. Maybe let them cool a little, because if you do, you may burn all your taste buds off. I mean, I didn't do that. Someone else gave me that tip. Yeah, but keep that in mind. All in all, I love French Quarter. It's a great place to stay, but I'm not really aching to get back there again. There's lots of other resorts on property that I like more than French Quarter, including Coronado Springs, which is my favorite resort on property at this moment. Now, I know that you really love French Quarter, Dan, and would definitely stay there again. Now tell us about your experience.
That's right, Taylor. I really did love it there. And if I were to stay at a moderate resort again, then this would be my first choice. I stayed here for 2 weeks in September, October 2017. The cast members were all lovely and the resort was picturesque, stunning and relaxing. You kind of forgot that you were in the madness of Walt Disney World and you were able to properly relax there. I was in the building that was the furthest away from the lobby, but even being the furthest from the lobby, I was still only a 5-minute walk to the pool, the lobby and the restaurant. Sassagoula Floatworks has such a great menu and there were so many things that I wanted to try. Despite staying for 14 nights and having the Disney dining plan, I didn't get to try everything at that restaurant that I wanted to eat. Everything that I did try though was really good. The beignets, yes, they were delicious. I tried them on their own with the powdered sugar and also in an ice cream sundae. Both were incredible. I didn't get to try the boozy beignets as they didn't exist back then, but they are so high on my list to try now, particularly the ones with the rum chata. Taylor mentioned not liking the one bus stop, and whilst I agree that it can be a little chaotic, the one bus stop is the overriding reason why I would choose this resort over all other moderate resorts at Walt Disney World. I absolutely hate wasting my park time driving around a resort picking people up. There were a couple of occasions where French Quarter and Riverside shared a bus. It literally took 20 minutes to drive around Riverside, picking up from the 4 bus stops, loading ECVs, etc. So for me, this is an overwhelming benefit over the other moderate resorts. The boat is incredible too. So nice to have a boat option. And whilst Riverside also has a boat, you won't find a boat at Coronado Springs or at Caribbean Beach. Caribbean Beach does however have a Skyliner, which I think trumps the boat. So even if you don't stay at French Quarter, I 100% recommend that you visit. So Carol wouldn't be looking to stay here due to fiscal constraints. Leanne, who I call Little Miss Deluxe Resort, would stay here. That's high praise indeed. And Taylor loved it, but not enough to rush back. Personally, I would choose Port Orleans French Quarter over any other moderate resort every single time. So, which of us do you agree with? Tell me in the comments below. Before we go, I'm going to quickly summarise my reasons for staying at Port Orleans French Quarter. Number 1, it's the smallest of all the moderate resorts. Number 2, the boat transportation is a wonderful bonus. Number 3, 1 bus stop. Now we aren't aligned on this one and you may agree with Taylor, which is absolutely fine, but for me this is a huge bonus. Number 4, proximity to Port Orleans Riverside and the shared facilities. Number 5, this is a quieter, more adult resort. Number 6, beignets, beignets, beignets. I can't say it enough. Go and try the beignets. Please tell me what you think of this video below. Was it helpful? And what videos would you like to see from us in the future? For now though, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell.
Join us in our Walt Disney World Facebook group, which we will link in the description below, to continue this conversation and many more.
In the meantime though, remember, never grow up.